Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a TV review and I'll be having a look at Dead Set. So Dead Set is a zombie TV miniseries. Now I'm not actually sure if this was shown outside of the UK, so if you're watching from a non-UK country, I would suggest checking this one out if you're a zombie fan. Now this has kind of got a bit of a unique setup because it actually sort of takes place in a fictional sort of Big Brother setting. So if you don't know what that is, basically Big Brother is a reality TV show where it basically has these kind of group of random public or, you know, overspoken glory hounds ultimately, and they put them in this house to sort of film them and see what happens ultimately. And basically it takes place in a kind of fictional versions of one of them. And really the actual story focuses on a crew member who is kind of working within this sort of Big Brother studio. And while they actually having this sort of Big Brother TV program, out in the outside world, the zombie apocalypse is happening. And it pretty much destroys the majority of the kind of the outside world, with a kind of a few survivors on the exception. However, for the initial portion of this series, the people in the Big Brother house, because they're sort of completely cut off from the outside world, have no idea ultimately what's going on outside, and they're sort of doing their best to become sort of Z-list celebrities and sort of have their sort of Big Brother 15 minutes of fame, whilst a zombie apocalypse is happening on the outside. Inevitably, these sort of two worlds ultimately sort of come together sort of about halfway through the season, and from there it kind of turned into more of your traditional style sort of zombie film. Now, because it's for TV, obviously, you may think that it can't be a particularly gory film or gory TV series, but you'd be surprised. It actually is fairly sort of violent and fairly gory, and there's plenty of, of violence and gore here for the avid gore hounds and horror fans and things like that. Now, obviously, the only other sort of like zombie TV series that you can kind of compare this to, I suppose, is Walking Dead. And I think, to be honest with you, if you compare the two, Walking Dead's going to be better than this ultimately, because it's had longer to sort of build these characters up. But this is a decent series. Now, I have to say this, however, I did think, because it's obviously, this may have been worked better as maybe a two-parter or a film, because it does seem like it sort of is dragged out a lot of the time. There's quite a lot of scenes involving sort of characters outside the Big Brother house that kind of have these sort of subplots, and they just seem very superfluous to the actual plot, and really just, to me, it seems like are there to sort of really run out the sort of time. It's a very sort of downward tone to it, and a very kind of almost a kind of depressing sort of atmosphere to it. But it's an effective zombie film or zombie TV series, and I think it's worth checking out if you're a zombie fan. It's, it's gory, it's realistic, maybe a little bit overlong, I have to say. I think it would have been worked better if they maybe had cut it down a little bit, but I'm going to give this series a 7 out of 10. Have you seen it? What are your thoughts on it? Leave me a comment and look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.